Good morning, or good afternoon, probably. Let me see. Yeah, it's 11:18. Since I posted my videos this morning, the first one, somebody sent me their interpretation of my dream, where I told you we were sitting on a dock, like we were waiting to get on rafts and go down a canal. It was a wide canal, and lots of water in it, okay? Deep, clean water. And looked safe enough to me. But anyhow, we got into the water, and, well, we're getting things ready to go. And then when I turned around, I was doing something. I was putting some other things in my pocket. And when I turned around, those people had already left on the raft. They left. And I'm going to say there was probably about 4 others with me. We dove in the water to try to catch up with them. And we were swimming and swimming as hard as we could, trying to catch up with them. But then every time I'd look up, they'd be further away to the point where we couldn't see them anymore. And then the water went from being deep and clean and clear to murky, like seaweed and like kind of stuff all in it, you know what I mean? Kind of a little trashy, and with crocodiles in it, alligators or crocodiles. And I told you how one of them, their tails were sticking straight up in the air, like pointing up. And anyhow, there were several of them all around right there. And the water was real murky, trashy, and all of a sudden I had a ladder in my hand. And that ladder, I used it to fight off one of the other crocodiles, because the ones that were in front of us were moving around behind us, but then there was one coming from behind. And it was like trying to sneak up on us. And that's the one that had the tail pointing straight up in the air. Which we all know, crocodiles, their tails always stay in the water. They don't never point up like that. But that's what was happening. And I took and I was fighting this thing with the ladder. And ended up waking up from that dream. And I'm like, wow, you know, what is this about, you know? Why am I not getting dreams telling me something else, you know? Well, that's what the Lord does. He gives you dreams like that. And that's why I say I share them right away, even if I don't understand them. Just like I'm going to explain to you what somebody told me about this dream, and it makes perfect sense. But, you know, even when I share with you guys about the other dreams I have, like where I'm having spiritual attacks, perversion, sexual, stinking thinking kind of stuff, and how I resist it and I fight and wake up out of it, I share that because this is something we're all going through this together, okay? And I want to let you know I am having these attacks too. And I shared also with somebody else up here, and they said, yeah, one of their friends, when I was getting an oil change, everywhere I go, anybody I meet, man, they're going to hear it. You know, I mean, I got it in me. It's like a siren, man. I can't help but talk about it because of the things that I know and the things that have been revealed to me. Just like that angel blowing that trumpet above my head. Well, they were telling me, oh, you know, one of my friends are having dreams all the time. And I noticed she got a smile on her face, like she thought it was all kind of funny and silly. And I said, well, listen, I said, your friend's having spiritual attacks. She goes, well, they're messing with the wrong people because we won't put up with that. We'll get them. Like they were going to, you know, go to battle themselves. Word of God says, those that go to fight with the sword will perish by the sword. Only by Jesus Christ are we going to overcome any of this. And now to get back to that dream that I had, I really liked the way that she broke this down for me. She said that canal. Now, if you notice the signs that we're getting ready to come up on now, the stars in the sky, how they are saying the birth Christ, of Jesus Christ, how it's all like as it was 2,000 years ago, the same stars are showing again, like another birth is getting ready. And what did Jesus Christ say? We must be what? Born again. Huh. As he was delivered, so shall we be delivered. Now, is this not making sense? Okay, those are the signs, and that's why I said look up and watch. See, those are the signs that we're looking for. As Jesus Christ was born then, we're going to be born, the wise, okay? Now, what she told me was that canal I was going through, okay? And I was swimming trying to catch up with those other people. Then that water got murky, trashy. Well, that's kind of like the birth, when you get ready to give birth. And guess what? That's where all the alligators and crocodiles were at. And then I was fighting them off with the ladder. She goes, they were getting ready to give birth. And the dragon waited to devour the child. And see, that's what he's trying to do to us now. And just like I said, I was in a lion's cage where they're wanting to be fed meat all the time. But they didn't bother me. But I didn't like being in the lion's cage, you know, because they're a little too friendly for me, you know. But anyhow, that's what that dream was. And the ladder that you seen me fighting with, that's our ladder that we're going to climb up out of here with. Okay? So, I mean, the Lord does give us dreams and stuff, but we don't always understand it. I've been getting them like every night, man, all the time. I'm constantly having dreams. I've been getting them for years now, mainly since the Pope showed up to Washington. Like I shared in there about the, I'm going to have reload that same stuff that I had in the other video, because people tend to want to watch my newest video rather than the videos that are behind it. And then when they see there's only a few views in it, they don't want to, they think it's not that interesting or good, but that's not the truth. The truth is that people want to watch what's new out there, and they figure the other ones, it must not have been interesting. It's not the case. The problem is they're not watching what's going on out there. I load up a lot of videos because I'm constantly sharing with people, and then if I have new revelation of something, I'm constantly sharing it, you know what I mean, because of the things that I'm experiencing. You guys can see that angel blowing the trumpet there, you know. Like I said, in May I'll be 57, and the photo was taken in 77. And we know the Jewish calendar is what? 5777. Okay? Yeah, I've been hanging out here getting this free Wi-Fi. It's better right here than... I went to the library, and I want to say thank you for your advice there. But at the library, when I sit in my vehicle out there, it's real weak. The only way it'll work better is if I'm inside the library and I can't talk like this. You know, and it's very quiet in there. I'd rather be out here like I am. But, see here? There's a V for the 5. See what I did? I went over and I bought me Krispy Kreme donuts. Well, I got me 2 of them. I ate one already, and I got the other one sitting there. If anybody says anything, I'm a customer. I'm sitting out here drinking my coffee, slowly drinking it. And if they say, well, it's kind of lordy, I'm going to say, well, I might go in and get me another cup of coffee. And I don't want to sit in there. I'd rather come sit out in my car. If I sit in there, you guys wouldn't say nothing about my car being out here. Yeah, but as long as I purchase something, what can they say? They can't say nothing. You know? Now, if I was flat broke, then I'd be a vagrant. But thanks to a lot of you guys out there, been helping me out a lot. I know the scoffers and mockers don't like it. But you know what? It's provided me to where I kept fuel on here. I'm able to go take a shower when I need to. I don't do it every day because it's too expensive. And I keep my data on this phone where when I'm in the parking lot over here, I can easily keep doing that. But those are my priorities. I'm not looking to get into a place. This is getting ready to come to an end. And, you know, if you're living within your means, you can get by like this, you know. I don't go out and eat all the time, all the meals and stuff like that, but I'm getting by just fine. I appreciate everything y'all have done to help me to get through it this far. We don't have much more time. This is getting ready to come to an end, man. But that's good, you know, because I had that dream last night, and I was sitting there wondering. I was thinking to myself, you know, what the heck is that? You know, I was in a canal. I didn't think about the birth canal and the alligators being the dragon waiting to devour the child. And then as I was getting closer to the end out there was like murky, a lot of trash in the water, kind of like, you know, like hair and stuff like that, seaweed in it. You know, it wasn't as watery as it was when we first started out. And that was probably right at the birth canal. And ain't it the signs right now were just as it was in the days of Jesus when they gave birth to Christ almost 2,000 years ago? Those are the same things that are showing today. And then does it not say, had he not intervened or cut time short, no flesh would have survived? Something's getting ready to happen, you guys. I know it is. Like I said, the earlier videos, you can still check them out. There's still nothing wrong with them. The only reason why I'm loading this one up right now is because somebody gave me a breakdown of my dream, and it makes perfect sense. I didn't understand, like, why did I have that ladder? Why didn't I just open it up and climb out of the canal and get out of there? You know? Instead, I used it, and I'm fighting the crocodiles. I've had times where I'd have a rod of iron, you know, and I could fight off stuff with the rod of iron. Well, this time I had an aluminum ladder. But let me tell you something. It worked. It was enough to keep them back. And I also got the meaning of that dream. That ladder is what we're going to be using to climb up, you know, when we escape this. And the birth canal, all this stuff, it's about to happen. It's right about to happen. And remember, it says, had he not intervened or cut time short, no flesh would have survived. Now see, the Antichrist is going to rise out of the ashes. Rise out of the ashes. So therefore, billions of people are probably going to be killed. Okay? Now in my other videos, I gave a description of that first video, which I'll load up in this again. It kind of, you know, when I woke up in 2001 when the Twin Towers were attacked, I seen a snake in my kitchen. It's a little small snake, and she said that snake represents the devil too. Okay, but anyhow, I killed that snake and I threw it out the back door. And then the next morning, I came out like I always do every day. Lo and behold, there's the exact same snake, same size, sitting in the same spot, probably the same time, because like I said, I never use an alarm clock my whole life. I've never used one. I've always woken up automatically. I've never needed the clock for nothing. Even as a child, I was always up in the morning before anybody. I've never needed the clock. And it's, which I've always found strange. But anyhow, that snake, to me, it was like deja vu. And then when you see the towers, or when you see the Vatican with what looks like our Washington Memorial right in front of the Vatican's. Remember now, we built Washington, which looks like the Vatican, and the Washington Memorial, which was struck by lightning, and it cracked all the way down to the foundation. Also, the Vatican was hit by lightning too. See, both places were hit by lightning. I had two snakes in my dream. The Lord's been using me in ways that, let me tell you, it's been a challenge. I'm telling you, it's been a challenge. But at the same time, it's a blessing, because when I see so many people that don't see today, you know, the Lord has definitely blessed me to see what I see. And there's so many people out there that don't see anything. And I wish, I've been trying very hard, trying to wake up as many people as I can. But the Word of God says this, and I want you guys to pay particular attention to this. God's going to send them strong delusion. Not only is He going to send it to them, He's going to pick their delusion that they're going to have. We've all got family members, okay, that are under this delusion. This includes me. And I've tried waking them up. But let me tell you something. You are not going to undo what God does. Okay? Now, I've had people say, pray for this member, pray for this member. Look, I've done this with my own family. And then if you remember even Moses, the movie about Moses, did not people say, Moses, he listens to you. He's your God. He listens to you. And no. God, what did Jesus say? My family do the will of my Father in heaven. Therefore, we should know who our family is, who our brothers and sisters are in Christ. They do the will of God in heaven. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If they're not seeing what's going on, they were not doing the will of our Father in heaven. Okay? And they weren't truly following Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something. When I went to work, I always had a love for the Lord. Always. And I could always feel His presence in me. But did I talk about Him every day? No. I never talked about Him hardly ever at all. And, but one day somebody came up to me and they said, Mark, you know, if you speak less about Jesus Christ, we'll turn your life around. We'll build your business up. We'll turn your life around. And I looked at him, and first thing I thought was, why would they say that if I speak less? Because number one, I never even talked about him on the job. I was there working. That's all I did. Well, they were trying to get me to sell my soul. What is your soul worth? Okay? Now, number one, they knew the Lord chose me, okay? Because you got to remember, the devil knows who's who. They see the light in us, okay? Now, when he said that to me, you know what? First thing that went off in my mind, there ain't nothing in this world that I love more than I love the Lord. Because even as a child, I used to watch Jesus Christ movies, and when I seen Him being crucified and what He went through on that cross, oh, I've never left my mind. And I've always had a love for Him that's beyond anything I can even describe. You know, I mean, I do. I got a passion, a love for the Lord. It's very, very strong. And let me tell you something. When somebody comes up to you and says something like that to you, in any shape or fashion, you're going to find out just how much love you have for the Lord. And I don't care who those people are. If they say something like that to you, you won't agree to anything like that, especially for nothing in this world. Nothing. And I didn't realize how much love I had until that time came. And I immediately didn't want it. And you see where I'm at today? I've been in this truck since September, okay? Since September of 2015, okay? I lost pretty much everything there is out there. I didn't lose nothing, to tell you the truth. But I knew. I was given the gift of sight and all that. The Lord provides. But let me tell you something. I'm blessed to see what I see. I'm blessed to know that the Lord has chosen me. I want out of this place, and I want it to end so fast. I'm tired of this. But I want to tell you guys something else before I close this here. It's probably going to get worse, okay? There's a lot of people out there that, think it's just going to be a bed of roses until it's time to go. It's going to be really bad for the foolish. Why? Because Jesus said foolish. Okay, so I know it's going to be really bad for them. But it didn't say that we won't experience things. It's not going to be the wrath. That's going to be that seventh seal, the 7 plagues, 7 last plagues. So that means when it says the 7 last plagues, that means we're going to see something. We're going to experience something. So I just want you to be prepared, no matter what it is. Just think of the blessings, no matter what we come across, what it is to know that the Lord opened our eyes to see this. And then keep your eyes on Jesus Christ, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. Okay? God bless you guys. I hope and pray that you get something out of this message. Please see the description box. I'm going to load up the exact same things that I had in the other video. God bless you.